So good morning, everybody. Welcome to Embodying the Archetypes on Armistice Day. I don't know if you recognize it where you are, but it's I find it a very beautiful day here, recognizing those who gave their lives in service during the First World War and war since. So quite a tender day, I always find, and I'm personally feeling a bit tender anyway from not much sleep. But it's lovely to have you with us. So a little check-in maybe, led by my slightly vulnerable start to the day. How are you in your body this morning? How's your body feeling? Have you had a chance to check in yet? And if not, take a moment now, moment of self-connection. If you want some guidance, you can feel your bottom on the chair and feel your feet on the floor. And notice your breath. Notice any areas of tightness maybe, or discomfort, and areas of pleasure or relaxation in your body. And notice the internal emotional environment that you're with this morning. Take a moment to be with that. No need to instantly try and shift it or move it into something else. Obviously, if you're feeling great, you'd want to stay in it anyway. But take a moment to be with any sense of discomfort or any sense of things not being quite right in your body. Give yourself an opportunity to see if you can maybe soften a little bit around that. Maybe imagine your chest is getting a bit more relaxed and open, a bit more relaxation through your body as you make a choice to be with anything that's uncomfortable or different or challenging, and go, it's okay. And be with anything joyful and wonderful in your body and go, that's also okay. Maybe when you're ready, give us an indication of where you are today in your mood and in your mood maybe. So like if this is a little bit low and rocky and finding life difficult, and up at the top of the screen is very, very super happy and joyful. I'm quite a midpoint. Tracy's up there, Vicky's quite high, Greta's middling. Maybe a little bit tired after all your exam work. Well, you're welcome in however you are. I've welcomed myself in the state I'm in. So I welcome you in whatever your state you're in as well. And energy rise, maybe 1 to 10 fingers. Hi, Joanna. Hi, nice to see you. High energy from Tracy. I've got 4. I'm kind of 6 from Victoria and 7 from Greta. I didn't see yours, Joanna. 7, great. Okay, lovely. Great, thank you. Thank you for taking a moment to check in with us, because today we're working with our embodied archetypes. We're going to work a little bit in looking at some of the one or maybe 2 areas of resistance in our life, areas that we are resisting, inhabiting or progressing or moving into more fully. And it was inspired by, I don't know who was here with us last week, when was it, last week or the week before? Last week, when we were looking at service, and I can't remember who it was, but there was a moment for one person who realized that service was like almost ejecting, like she couldn't get into the idea of service, because she had a lot of resistance to just the idea of being in service. And we thought we'd like to work with that a little bit, because we all have that going on in our lives in different areas. For me at the moment is writing and art. I've been working on a painting for ages, and I kind of put it down, and I'm really struggling to pick it up and get back into it. And I know when I do, it'll make me happy. It's ridiculous. So we wanted to explore the resistance in any area and how our archetypes can help us move into that resistance and maybe explore it a bit to find out what's going on in there, but also to open it up to action, to baby steps even. It doesn't need to be massive kind of leaps of, beating into things. So if you are up for that, and do check in, please. We have our values of self-responsibility. You are the boss of your body. So take a moment, decide, are you resourced enough for this? Is it appropriate for you to explore this today? And make a choice on that. We will really honor your own wisdom in it. And as always, we ask you to hold confidentiality in this space, even though it's recorded. But to honor that nevertheless, to be aware of it in your own sharing, that these are recorded sessions. And actually we're getting quite a few views of them, so which is lovely. We're thrilled, but I wanted you to know that the videos are being watched. So be aware of that in your own sharing with what you share. Okay, so if you're up for it, we're going to start in Sovereign to decide the area that we want to explore. And I always find it's quite good to let the objectivity of Sovereign have a say in this. So if you'd like to join me standing, if you want to do this seated, please feel free to do so. It's very, very accessible if you want to remain seated. So beginning with our Sovereign stance. Excuse me, I just need a bit of tea. Dry mouth. So taking a moment in Sovereign stance, feeling your feet planted, I always feel it's a gentle but firm connection with the ground, about a hip width apart. And taking a moment to bring that sense of being grounded, being planted, being kind of steady on the earth. And being aware of your body, up your body, and bringing as much relaxation as you can as you bring that awareness up your body. So becoming aware of your legs, your knees, your calves, your thighs, relaxing what you can, your bottom and pelvis, again relaxing what you can, having them aligned with your feet. Then your belly, your lower back, your upper back, and your chest. And then your shoulders, giving them a moment of settling them in a way that feels balanced, steady. Relaxing your hands and your arms. Finally, your neck, your face, and your head. And if it helps you, take a moment to imagine wearing your crown. A moment as well to scan through your body, feeling the crown as your connection to the higher, and your firm feet as that connection to the earth, to your life in this moment. And breathe. Be aware of your breathing. And in this sovereign stance, take a moment to ask your sovereign, Thinking about those qualities of the sovereign of being fully self-responsible, having a wisdom about life, being able to look at things objectively, but while caring deeply. And ask your sovereign, are there areas in my life that I'm resisting, that I'm avoiding stepping fully into? Might be finances, it might be social or social world, it might be leadership or your work, it might be pleasure or romance and sex. Whatever your sovereign comes up with, acknowledge it as a gift, as something, there's something there for you. And let me know if you've got an area that you're willing to work with today. If you would, it doesn't matter if you've gone off screen, don't worry. Just if you've got it, that's fine. But is everybody who's on camera, have you got something that you're happy to work with today? Yeah, okay, great. Brian and Tracy, I'm going to assume you have, unless I hear otherwise. Okay, so, oh, hold on, I've just realized I didn't do it myself, so let me take a moment. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is to see how the archetypes can help us to step into this area of life and inhabit it more fully, engage with it, find maybe some feelings of forgiveness and gentleness in ourselves for it, trying to put aside any judgment and allow ourselves to progress in an area that we care about. So we're going to start with lover. So if you take a moment to step back a little bit, step back into that kind of, that receptive yes, with your arms open, your energy a little bit back, a receiving. You might want to go into a little bit of self-care. Feel free to do this version if you prefer it. So soft arms, soft hands, head maybe a little bit tilted, feeling of giving yourselves love, and your hands having that quality of as if you're holding something precious. So it feels like that's resonating with people. I'm going to, if you, okay, I'm going to hold with the yes, but please go with what you get is going to serve you in this. And in that lover embodiment, maybe choose, so you've got your area in front of you. And when you're ready, take a step into this area that you're feeling avoidance for, or you're feeling resistance to. And let lover dictate the pace, support your movements, and give you any insights that your lover embodiment can about your area of resistance and how you can move into it, inhabit it more. I found that when I stepped in, my weight had gone forward and that felt a bit strange. So I stepped in and then actually really wanted to then step back again and receive again. So my lover's telling me, yeah, step into it, but then you don't have to keep pushing in. You can then step back again and take a moment of being in it. And notice that David's staying with self-love. And that is an option that's available to you as well in any moment. What wisdom or possibilities does lover have to offer about this area of your life? And with lover's support, is it true to take another step into it? Or is it true just to hold where you are and receive it into you in other ways? And notice what you experience in your body as you do this. If lover is really working for you and you want to stay with lover, then please do. Remember, like, this is about you working with your body and what works for you. I'm going to take a step back again into and invite in the other archetypes in case that's going to serve other people as well. So we're now going to go into a bit of a magician moment with this area. So if you're up for it, if you're happy to leave lover there for now, take a moment to raising your heels just a little bit if that feels kind of, if your ankles are solid enough for this. If not, you can make it an imaginative lightening of your body. But imagine just a little squashy ball under your heels, like just that slight kind of being okay with being a bit unstable. And when you're ready, bringing your energy, your hands, your gaze, your look upwards. And trying to bring as much relaxation as you can into your body as you do. And open up to that sense of wonder, of life, of all, of the bigger things in life, of the unknown. And in this embodiment, what does your magician have to say about this area of your life? And maybe moving into it with magician support might be a bit more free-flowing. You might want to play with it, a little bit flirty and airy with this area. How does it feel to have a slightly more playful or magical or imaginative relationship with it? Does anything new open up that might help you to not let resistance be the thing that guides you, but let something else have a say? If your arms get tired, you can always do it like a half, know that they're up, but you don't have to do what works for you. How does it feel to bring a bit more movement maybe into this area of resistance, of difficulty? Maybe things have got a bit stuck. The magician can help you open them up, move them in your body, get new approaches, new ideas, new possibilities. I've got a new idea about my art suddenly coming in. I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that differently. I don't have to keep charging at this like a bull at a gate. I can do different things, take different pathways. And again, that's fine. If you want to take a moment, you can go back to lover. If you want, for a little bit of reassurance, you can go back to sovereign for a moment of collecting yourself, whatever feels appropriate for you. Take a breath. Reconnect with your body in this sovereign embodiment. And next, we're going to bring warrior into the approach. And while encouraging you to see what's there, also take your own advice. If it doesn't feel like warriors, sometimes warrior can confront a little bit, but that might have value in it. So you make a choice if you want to bring some warrior energy into this area of resistance. But if you do, take a moment in warrior stance, that beautiful forward energy, your weight on your forward foot, your chest kind of a little bit out, ready to face the world, Your hands holding your sword or ready for action. Your gaze steady, direct, looking straight at the issue, straight at the area. Maybe a bit more fire in your breath. And is warrior bringing anything? If you step into the issue from your warrior stance, what opens up? What becomes possible? And again, I'm seeing that warrior is useful in some aspects, but not right now, not today. So I'm going to step back. If you're finding value in it, please stay with it for yourself and explore it. You can do a bit of marching into it if you want to. I'm going to just take a little bit more room back. If you see, David's also doing warrior pose with the arms out, if you want to explore that. I feel like for me, warrior is going to have something a bit later to offer in this area. That lover and magician have given me more, and so I'm gonna just step back from warrior a little bit and let the lover influence, guide me. But please, if you get something different, go with what you're getting. And then when you're ready, once again, back into that relaxing sovereign moment, relaxing pause where you can gather yourself, bring your wholeness together. Your feet firmly planted. Noticing any areas of tension as you move up your body. It's always my bottom. Goodness, I never realized how much tension I hold in my bottom. Relaxing what you can. Imagine the crown, if that is helpful to you. And if you'd like to, then you can step into the area of resistance you're exploring today from your sovereign perspective. Feeling like that wholeness, that sovereign is whole, all of you is welcome. So your resistance is a part of your wholeness. You're not human if you don't have resistance. It's part of who you are. So can you step into it from your sovereign sense of maybe taking a walk? I don't have much room in me today, so I'm limited in my walking. But letting yourself walk through this area of resistance. With grace, with ease, with self-acceptance. Allowing yourself to consider the ideas you've had from lover, from magician, from warrior, the possibilities. And maybe at this point, taking a moment to choose what is going to serve you in this area of life as a next step. And in this, I've received something really, really valuable. To go back to sketching of the picture rather than trying to get back right into the painting. Do a sketch of it in pencils, which feels really accessible and enjoyable, something I really want to do. So does sovereign have a way? Can you bring it all together and choose a next step? And when you have something or when you're ready, please do come back to the screen. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me on that journey, joining us. But love to hear any observations or any new awareness or decisions you've made, or what impact the different archetypes had on your area. If you're happy to share the area that you've been working with, that's great. But if you want to keep it personal to you, then please feel free to do so. But if anybody would like to unmute and share, we'd love to hear from you, or share in the chat if that's your preference. Greta.
I have had, well, with the KEK, it has taken so much time, but so I have put everything aside. But creativity is one of my things that I have put off and kind of resisted. And when we first did it, we did it with a yes, but then I also went into the sovereign and yes, and also with enthusiasm, all these three together, which was, I just had to do it, it was, so that was kind of interesting, because I was in my sovereign, I said yes to what I wanted to do, or, what I resisted. And I had this enthusiasm together. So that was really great.
Fantastic, Greta. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Go with what you get. Like, I love that. It's just so important. Mix it up. Yeah, from we have it in the chat today. The magician and lover in the self-care pose were great for me. Good. I'm interested, Joanna, did you try warrior and think nah, or so then you pull back? Okay, great. Yeah. Did anybody, Tracy, were you going to share? Yeah,
because I've got a lot of energy today, at least. The sovereign was really good, but when you went to musician, I played with that for a little while, and then I went into warrior. Like, I'm ready to move. I don't even want to hold back and whatever. I just want to push forward, and it's like a war for me. I'm going forward, and I'm just gonna slay.
You're gonna be a resistance slayer.
Not even resistance, just, I guess, but yeah, there's no resistance there. It's just propelling forward.
Fantastic, Tracy. Enjoy that warrior energy. That's beautiful. And a really good reminder, thank you, because like we give a health warning like with warrior, and actually when somebody's in your embodied state, it's as good to give a health warning about lover. Like, you might not want to bring that softness in, you might want to just go with your fire. So the same rules apply. Like, if it's not feeling helpful in the moment, it might have another perspective to give, but if it's not feeling helpful, then you can just step into another one, which is what I love about the archetypes. David, thanks so much for sharing, Tracy, and go for it. David, I don't know if you wanted to express anything or share anything.
Yeah, thanks. So my area was around finances, and it really felt like self-care was the pose to walk into. When you invited us to step into that space, self-care felt like the thing. And then it kind of felt like walking into the eye of a storm. And so when I got into that really calm place, then to let my arms open and go into receiving pose, that felt really the right place to go. So intuitively, that was the direction to move into. And then from there into magician and just be playful with finances. And then with warrior, it was really about being seen, not being small and hiding away, but actually allowing myself to really step into it. So yeah, really, really valuable exploration. And the action is to do some writing about it when we finish today. Thank you.
Great, David. Lovely. Great to hear from you. So that brings us to the end of our Friday time together. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. Lovely to see you all. And do take that into your day. Like, remember that embodiment is a practice, and your body needs time to adjust. So if you're finding the effects of this morning wearing off, then take a moment to step into whichever pose feels like it's going to support you to keep connected to whatever it is you want to progress. And I hope it really helps. I hope it helps you to take another step into these areas and receive some magic in there.
And just to say, thanks, Thea, that the recording to this will be wherever you found the link for this call. I'm going to put the recording link in for this. So if you know people where this might be really helpful for them, please feel free to share it with them so that we can spread the word.
Yeah, great. So if everybody would like to unmute and say your goodbyes in any kind of soft or rah way you want to. Oh, Tracy, thanks for joining us. Lots of love, everybody. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Bye.
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 Bye.